Welcome to the Quotive Corner. Today's quote is 7 words, and I mean that in the best possible way, because what those 7 words do is compress an entire philosophy of how to live into the cleanest possible package. Hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. That's Jerzy Gregorek, 4-time World Weightlifting Champion, poet, and coach who emigrated from Poland to the United States after escaping political persecution in the 1980s. His story alone is worth knowing. He and his wife were involved with the Solidarity movement in Poland, the labor union and social movement that helped bring down communist rule, and faced genuine danger as a result. They rebuilt their lives in America from almost nothing, and Gregorek became one of the most respected strength coaches in the country, eventually coaching at Stanford University. Now, 7 words, 2 sentences, and the structure of the 2 together is where the real insight lives. The quote doesn't just say hard choices are better than easy ones. It makes a causal claim about what the pattern of your choices produces over time. Choose the hard thing consistently, and the life that accumulates around those choices becomes easier, more stable, more purposeful, more aligned with what you actually want. Choose the easy thing consistently, and the life that accumulates becomes harder, more chaotic, more reactive, more defined by the consequences of what you avoided rather than what you built. This is a long horizon argument, and that's precisely what makes it difficult to act on, because the human mind is not naturally calibrated for the long horizon. We feel the cost of the hard choice immediately, the discomfort, the effort, the sacrifice. And we feel the relief of the easy choice immediately too. The future benefit of the hard choice and the future cost of the easy choice are both abstract, distant, and psychologically easy to discount. So the calculus in the moment almost always favors the easy option. And done once, that's manageable. Done as a pattern, across years and decades, it produces exactly what Gregorek describes. Consider what this looks like in practice. The hard choice to have an honest conversation today, the one that requires vulnerability, that risks temporary discomfort, that might go badly, produces a relationship over time that can sustain difficult truths. The easy choice to avoid it produces a relationship built on managed surfaces, where things accumulate unsaid until the weight of them becomes the hardest thing of all to carry. The hard choice to live within your financial means, to decline the purchase, to delay the gratification, to save rather than spend, produces a financial life with room to breathe. The easy choice to spend freely produces the compounding constraint of debt and anxiety that makes every future financial decision harder than it needed to be. The hard choice to maintain your physical health, to sleep adequately, to move your body, to eat with some care, produces a body that cooperates with the life you're trying to live. The easy choice to treat those things as optional produces a body that increasingly limits what the life can be. In every case, the pattern of choices builds a structure, and the structure is either one that supports you or one that constrains you. The individual choices don't feel structural in the moment, but they are. Gregorek's personal biography is the quote in biographical form. Escaping political persecution, arriving in a new country without resources, rebuilding from the ground up. None of that was the easy choice. Staying would have been easier in the short term, in the most immediate and visceral sense of the word. But the accumulated hard choices of his life produced something that the easy alternative could never have. Not just professional achievement, but a life with genuine integrity. One where what he chose and what he became are recognizably the same thing. That alignment, between the choices you make and the person you become, is what the quote is really pointing at underneath the practical argument. The easy choices don't just make the life harder, they create a specific kind of internal dissonance, the gap between the person you are as a result of your choices and the person you sense yourself to be capable of becoming. That gap is its own form of hardship, and one that doesn't show up on any external accounting of how difficult your life is. It's the private weight of the unlived life, the unchosen path, the version of yourself that the easy choice kept you from finding out about. Morgan Housel showed us last episode that everything has a price, but not all prices appear on labels, that the hidden cost arrives after the experience when the bill is already overdue. Gregorek is making the same observation from the other direction. The hidden cost of the easy choice is the hard life that accumulates on the other side of it. The hidden cost of the hard choice is the discomfort you feel right now in this moment before the compounding has had time to show its return. One of those costs is temporary, the other isn't. Now, the honest counterpoint, because, as you know, this show doesn't skip it. The quote is a principle, not a formula, and it can be misapplied in ways that produce harm rather than growth. Not every hard choice is the right choice. Difficulty is not inherently virtuous. Choosing something because it's hard, rather than because it's genuinely worth doing, is a form of self-punishment dressed up as discipline. And the framing of easy as bad can, taken carelessly, produce a chronic inability to rest, to receive help, to choose simplicity when simplicity is actually the wiser option. Sometimes the easy choice is easy because it's right, because you've built the life where the right thing and the comfortable thing have genuinely converged. That's not weakness, that's the payoff. The quote is most useful as a diagnostic for the specific moment when you know the harder choice is the right one and you're looking for a reason to avoid it anyway. In that moment, Gregorek's 7 words are exactly the reminder the situation calls for. Hard choices, easy life. Not because difficulty is the goal. Because the life built on the right hard choices is the one most worth living. Thanks for spending a few minutes here at the Quotive Corner. If this quote brought a specific choice to mind, one you've been circling without committing to, that's worth some honest consideration. In closing, wisdom isn't in the quote, it's in the reflection. I'll see you in the next one.